in the upper bracket, but as much as history will be made, Paula, there's a ton of history to talk about between these two teams to begin with.
Yeah, there's an endless well of story between these two teams. It is so deep. It cuts so far. And I mean, there's no better two teams to have in the grand finals, given that this was the expectation before the season, before even lock-in, that these two teams would be on top in the Americas League. And now here we are,
Gifted,
9 weeks later.
and gifted with an opportunity to see them clash when the stakes have never been bigger. Loud starting off on the attacking side. It's been well documented how successful they are on this map. How they run circles around their opponents, and they're going to have the opportunity to do it here again against bitter rivals.
There's a trap play set up here on Cat. With Sam down bottom mid, yeah, the paranoia through, and it's completely countered. Tui's with 2.
Sadak in a position where he may be able to deal a little bit more damage as Kalanzine is helping out as well. Numbers in favor of Loud, but they've been equalized at 2. Artist with 41 HP has to dash away. And we're going to get a brief moment of reset.
I can't believe this actually turned back in NRG to make it even either. Look at Artis.
He's so far up.
He is so proactive. In a situation like this, he's making a play right off the gates in this pistol round. But it's the wrong play, actually. He could have gotten a flank on A. They're walking into B by themselves. The tricky part is they still, I mean, even though they'll clear sight here, there's a lot of room for Artists to be in any of these pockets, so they have to go really slow. The problem for NRG is Sam's on the, oh my goodness.
30 seconds
Position
left.
now given away.
Spike planted.
Kalanzine just has a dart, no shock dart or anything like that. Only say that because you look at how low the health is for both members of NRG.
If Artis did not spot Kalanzine there, Sam would be in a world of hurt, but now he has this knowledge that he can go into this 1v1.
The question is, does Kalanzine expect it? Artist looking for the swing.
Both known.
Sam creeps forward. 9 HP is not going to be enough to stand up in that fight. And now Artist, who's been spotted from the beginning, cannot deal any damage. Loud, get the pistol.
And it's important to acknowledge there is Brazilian representation in the crowd today.
Well, I'd say it's like a 50-50 split, given how things sounded at the beginning. I couldn't tell who was chanting for who.
That's a big pistol round. On a sense, throughout the entire season, we've been talking about, it's so defensive-sided. No matter how hard you win on the defensive side, it's not over yet, given this other teams will switch sides.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of, with Loud, the way that they've been playing has actually shifted back to being a little bit more even. But yesterday, NRG against EG, it was the typical story. They started with a 9-3 half and almost lost that lead, despite winning both pistols.
And so with that history in mind, the question is, will Loud be able to replicate what they've done in the past, where they have found success on this attacking side? The statistically inferior side at that.
This round's all about reading out the stack that NRG called.
Here.
There's gonna be a drone in for Tuis. Who can break it? And whether the drone can get any information that signifies the stack is here. It's only Sam spotted with the shorty up close. Sam usually will be playing towards A, but now with the knife spotting the KJ, they're not actually quite sure, but either way, it's not running into a stack.
They're going back.
And so is NRG, actually. This info, Crashes is garnering a lot. He might die, sure, but not before getting a kill.
Which in a situation like that is all you could possibly ask for. He gets his, and the rest of NRG feeling a lot of pressure. Look at him huddled up.
Still pivoting. With 30 seconds, still pivoting. And it should allow them to actually continue and have a clean anti-eco. It could have gotten dangerous. If they barreled through Cat there, or if they went in with that initial drone, you can see how cautious they are and how much they respect each other right off the bat.
10 seconds left.
Loud get the spike down. Sam and Artist, only 2 that remain. I mean, almost a deja vu of what we saw in the previous round. Just a little bit more health for the defenders this time.
Interesting smoke. Act like he's crossing in spawn. Either way, they're just gonna go for the exits. Just gonna go to die to the spike. And I like how Les and Sadak actually held the space outside of switch right there, outside of that breakable door, specifically so that his team could rotate out in the late round, in the time when they need to get their guns out. So either way, no consequence for Loud. And it is a very clean anti-eco. Even with the risk that was involved in that one.
And they only lose 2 E's. They keep a Phantom, a Vandal, and a Bulldog into the next round. That's not a bad setup, all things considered, for Loud.
Only the one Spectre, kind of the weaker weapon that you consider this bonus now for them. 4 rifles into it. So super, super even, despite what should happen. So NRG have a big task ahead to anti-bonus them, and Artis is going to want to challenge top mid right away. You've been seeing that over and over.
Here.
Within the first 3 rounds, really. Some damage done, actually, on both Aspas and Sadak with that spam.
Poke, a little warning shot. You start to see some of the flashes head out towards A. Victor pushed off the angle. And Loud gladly fill in. Also note, yeah, they've left less in a cheeky little spot on the outside of the alarm bot too. Oh.
Aspas has been known to pop up in that little spot right there. Finesse gets into a cross with Victor. This is really dangerous.
It feels like we've seen this before. Off the flash, Finesse on the swing, looking for the third. Crashes, delivers.
Mid.
2, he's trying to counter punch back though. And there's not much he can do there. NRG are on the board.
That's such a beautiful pickup from Victor to get into that crossfire position, and a mistake by Loud to try to push in there when there was no smoke down, when there was no smoke available, given that they just went for that tree pressure. The follow-up flash is just beautiful, and I love as well, whether intentional or not, that little jump to peek with the flash so that if somebody's just spraying,
Yeah.
better chance of staying alive through it to catch him fully unaware. Massive, massive pickup for NRG. And again, Artis dueling down mid. Do you have an Odin on Cal and Zine?
Here.
They'll check for the one-way, throw a dart over towards A, and immediately pivot back towards this B side.
Deploying drone.
All 5 from Loud, feeling things out. Looking to see where they can strike. You see the shock dart clearing out the first nano, traded in kind by Crashies.
Flash already out.
Looking to be the first line of defense. Aspas is taking a lot of damage. Look through those nanos. Finesse close by.
They're pausing so much with a minute left. They're just looking for picks right now before they start the next step.
And there's not a single thing being shown. NRG are so disciplined here. Again, it's Finesse and Crashies who are backside. Between the spams that are coming through, they finally strike. Artis netting a free one there. That flash is gorgeous. And they've been set up so well by Victor's utility for these last few rounds. Loud find themselves within striking distance, so 2 remain, and they do have the spike. They've cleared out backside, but they are weak. Kalenzine's gonna have to make a massive play here.
Player
And
standing.
instantly just dropped by Sam.
Some coming through B main there. Easily able to take down Kalenzian, who's set up. I actually like how Sadak repositioned the spike plant there, but that is really rough. To have his contact player get taken out before he even gets the spike down.
Yeah.
And that's just gross. Again, the follow-up flash from Victor. This is a well-known idea. It goes back to their first bounce when this comp really got solidified in the meta. Victor's flashes over top from spawn to help the guys peek out of backside are so nice, but also finding the timing there because Loud, in this new iteration of their sense, which isn't a comp change or anything like that, but they are able to slow it down. You saw they were around 30 seconds standing in the lane. Finding the timing for the second peak from Victor is not easy. It's so important here to shut down less if you're NRG right off the gate, because that guy, when he gets hungry for those lurks, he'll take as much as you give him. And we already saw a little bit of that in middle in the bonus round. He got shut down there too.
Also important to consider for Finesse to be the one who's starting to get some of these early kills. You know how confidence-driven this game can be. For the leader to be calling and fragging like that this early bodes well.
Oh my goodness. Down to 9 HP.
Aspas close by.
He's got to be shaking.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And there's no way out. He has his dash, but with 9 HP,
It's
so difficult to escape.
It just gets worse too when you consider now Artis is here. Finesse rotating off.
And to be clear, they never knew he was actually there.
Has the patience paid off? He's got the dash procced, and now they know. Yep, that'll do it. Aspas with no ground gained.
And that's the spike too. And to see Finesse even be selfless on top of getting a couple good kills here early is so important. They're jumping out for the second player to go for the kill on the swing on Kawanzin. And this off angle is so nice. Again, that's how you catch less. He sees something empty. He's gonna go. He's gonna continue to go until he finds contact. And that's not the angle you expect if you're less. Honestly, throughout this playoff so far, Loud has only played 2 matches, but Les has looked like the MVP in both of them for his team.
He's been so good.
He's gonna have to slow down immediately, not go for any of those
Scanning ahead.
exploration bouts. And Artist finally a 3rd round where he's aggro, but it's not in mid, this time it's in B main.
Also note, he hasn't done an op at all.
There's
Another
5
round where
players
he has
here.
a Vandal. He's gonna get a little info off of the Hunter's Fury. Crashy's getting attacked, Crashy's getting the kill. Now Loud forced to reset and reconsider how they want to approach this round. They look for an opening and it's just into Crashy's crosshair again. I mean, Loud are getting decimated.
Last player
Can
standing.
Tui's flip the script in a 1v3? Finesse is weak. Spike's out of reach. The onus is on Tui's to make a play.
He honestly has to try to get up on the lane at some point. Saw him in a position where he can peek, and Tui's is onto it immediately.
Yeah, I think he heard him.
This this high-low in market and logs. It's almost unbeatable, but with the jiggle or 2.
Maybe. Oh, he got one. But there you see the strength of the high-low, right? Yeah, you can take one down, but there's no way you get both.
It's crazy that we've seen multiple instances of
Take flight.
that sort of play where it looks like like not even able to get a kill in one of the setups late in the round. Finesse jumping across last time, this high-low this time, and Loud is still getting a kill.
Yeah, they're still getting one.
They're so good. No matter what you do, you have to be perfect in that sense.
Down, guns up, get deadly.
Flash here from Sadak to get control of A main. And Victor is there to receive. The knife, it'll slow them down.
Just pistols for Loud here. Constantine is his ult, but that's the only real thing they have as an equalizer and attempted one. And this seems like it's just going to be eco frags for NRG once more. Just complete dominance, and honestly, it's so odd to see a team of Loud's caliber so
Down mid.
kind of at a loss early in this map. On the side that they have started to change tides on.
It's ridiculous, too. I mean, they are dominating in these first engagements as well, and you saw the focus on that at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
An Artist who just had one of the most insane defense side performances from a Jet player. It's starting to heat up again. 3-0 now on first kills to first deaths.
It's starting to. The guy's 10-2 right now. I mean, that guy's full on fire.
The reason I say starting to, though, is because he had just a ridiculous ascent against EG yesterday. Within the first half, he got 7 first kills.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you get anywhere close to that against Loud of all people, and this is for Artists who joined this team, started in the midst of the best rivalry in Valorant. So he's stepping in the middle of 2 dueling teams who have been insane all time and has to fill big shoes if he wants his side to take the lead in this. They're even up to this point. But it's him stepping up big time, 5-2 for NRG. Only that pistol and the anti-eco won for Loud so far. It's a similar story to what we saw yesterday on Ascent against EG for NRG, just a dominant defensive side.
5 rounds in a row for NRG. They find themselves at a 3-round lead on the other side of this timeout. Called by Danny, called by Fraud to see how they make these adjustments. Because it hasn't looked good up until this point. Again, they have Kawanzin's ult. Now they have Aspas' too. You can't imagine he'll use it here, but they do have some tools.
We might have a push here instantly down mid from Artis.
Yeah, you see the setup on the minimap.
Yeah, both Sam and Victor, the double flashers. And the dart as well. He might go for a dash.
Revealing area.
Smoke top mid, dash in, but there's nobody there. And this is a setup where Loud can react into A if they get the information. I think they might.
And I think they may be a little wise to that too, as you see Finesse's setup, everything is here. But he gets hit by the knife, and they're gonna be able to exec onto the site just fine.
That smoke top mid kind of gave it away, and you can see actually only 3 players entered this A site. Didn't break the turret because it was suppressed, but KO ult in response from Victor. They're gonna hit this, flood it fast.
They have finessed this lockdown too, but again, countered by Kawanzin's ult. He is playing off-site, so they can't really rely on that tool.
I think he got suppressed. He's running back into this now.
Trying to make the play up here. You see the shock darts going through. Numbers heavily in favor of NRG. Kawanzin and less. Can they hold the spike? Can they hold the line?
Nowhere to run!
There's his ult.
Result used. Less collecting the first out. Kawanzin gets another. They're gonna hold this thing. It's a 2v4! What a round from Loud!
Finally a response. There's a big drop there for Loud. But the setup is perfect. The entire round, Kawanzin actually did not get suppressed by Victor's ult. They played off-site. They accepted the shark attack that came out from NRG. Saw the smoke, saw the signs, instantly reacted into the A, and nullified everything. Surprise, Finesse actually didn't go for his lockdown.
Similar strike setups here. Focus towards A. You see the setup. It's just flash and darts. No
For
commitment.
the spam, yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, Crashes gets his Odin online. The Sova v Sova battle on that is crucial.
That knife just tagged a couple members from Loud in A main.
Destroyed.
What is the response off of that? Also note, Artis op online for I believe the first time this half.
And he did take that B line with the spam that went on. This is something NRG has been adding to their playbook a lot, is allowing themselves to give a lot of pressure in one direction to funnel the Loud players in their opposing team into, while it might look weaker on the minimap, it's an op. But Loud's not biting at all. They're happy to go engage where the strong side was right off the bat. 45 seconds too. They don't have as much room to pivot given they don't have mid control.
Oh, and that knife is just going to delay things even longer.
Right here.
I have to go for a lockdown with 30 seconds.
Paranoia.
The spams, they're just fighting. Oh my God.
Saab with the ace! The resistance keeps the distance as Loud cannot get on the site!
Are you kidding me? Where did that just come from? What in the world is this?
Those last 3, what do you say?
That just is not real. Psalm. W streamer, rookie season, first time in a grand finals regionally ever. And that's what he does in the 10th round.
And it's a point similar to what you were saying about Artis. He's thrown into this rivalry. And he looks as comfortable as ever. Look at Aspas hunting, trying to get up top. He can't land anything. So much distraction as Crash uses start, tagged everyone as well. Real good presence of what's before him. The op shot not landing, splitting the uprights as less punishes. Now things slow down too. He's having slipped the net. He's looking for more.
Honestly, NRG have lost a big reason why they're so good at this map right here in this round, and I think it's because of the momentum just gained by Psalm. Chaotic things after a situation like that.
Here.
Loud with every intention of fighting fire with fire have gotten themselves down to a 3v3. Now numbers their way.
Les has Molly's here, but Crashes! They fight the flanker.
And there's going to be one more. Crash is still looking for another. And it's found. Now Tui's left in this with the Sheriff, a 1v2. We've learned no round is safe. First shot's tagging, going a bit wide. The Paranoia looking for the swing. Crashes with the span. Too many targets to choose. None of them found. You imagine Crashes is going to get the Hunter's Fury offline off of that.
They get up to 7. With that, a fast eco round from Loud, really causing chaos. That was no timeout, nothing called there. But Loud instantly trying to bring it to him after a ridiculous round out of Psalm.
Planted.
If Osmoss gets that kill, all of a sudden you have a cross. Finesse can't even get into position to put this lockdown down. Very dangerous.
Enemy spotted A.
And also, props to Finesse there, getting off of the defuse after that paranoia goes off because he knows he's going to have to fight. 3 players in mid here, trying to support the op of Artis, and that actually might allow one of these NRG players to get even deeper than even this.
First shot rattles off. And you're right, they leave Finesse in its place, tucking inside the smoke to see if anyone dare challenge the Shroud left before him.
And it's very important that Crash has got his ult on last round because round 11 here, we've got KO ult and the KJ ult too. Les has had this for a couple of rounds now, but obviously Crash can cancel as long as he plays away from that KO ult, if he allows them. And right now, he's really close. If he allows them to combo that without breaking the KJ ult, that's dangerous stuff.
Oh, that spam hurt. He's gonna get pushed off the angle though.
Yeah, no ult here allowed. They're gonna get a free B site.
Oh, Victor's on the flank as well. So much attention was drawn towards Finesse, who had just showed himself, and that was the window for Victor to strike.
Well, now they have the Hunter's Fury for the post too. And Loud is constantly leaving 1 extra, 2 extra outside of the site.
Crashies also has his dart, and Victor has 2 flashes. Look for them to try to set that up and conceal it with the flash.
Out.
Just waiting now. Start to see some of that spam go through.
You have to wait for a timing while that is getting reloaded, the Odin out of Kalanzine. Trying to look for drone tag too. 4v5.
They're burning the clock on this one. There it is. It's going to get all the way down. Osmoss is dead. Som's going to get one too. Kalanzine won against the world in a sense.
Time.
Drops on 1, and he's bought almost all the time he needs. The dink is good. But they should still have enough time. Yeah? No! Loud did such a good job of buying time there.
Round in the half.
Just the Odin spam alone. That's what they were waiting for. That was the cue for them to drone in, look for the tag, and start using that Hunter's Fury to get in. But also having to deal with less all the way back. I mean, Artis sprinted towards that spike, and they still didn't have enough time. That one hurts. Because NRG was looking to have a fantastic half after they got their 7th there in the last. All of a sudden now, 5 is in reach of Loud. And that is not the sort of half you want to have.
No one really close to ultimates here in this final round of the half. Whoa, shot out from Artis, not connecting though. It's a force stack from Loud towards A. Just less on the opposite side of the map for now.
Remember, as soon as this smoke faded last time, crazy things happened. Loud wants to duel again, you see it. And they spam him. Finesse off of a jump peek. On a spammable angle, he gets punished.
Victor got tagged too.
Drone dash in. Loud have the sight.
Has the spike committed, now finally starting to work its way out. Artis is on the opposite side of the map too. He's not gonna be able to join the play for a little while. While Loud have already gotten in. They've set up in their post-plant positions. They're starting to dump utility. They have the setup they're looking for. Les also in a position to be able to peek up. You see him just on the other side of the box while they try to funnel in from tree. And once again, they cannot.
Player standing.
This looks like it's going to be a flawless holdout from Loud. Or as close to it as you could possibly get. Loud get 5.
That round is only the second first kill for Loud. And you can see the difference it makes. That pause allows them to just dominate. Just slowing down, and they still didn't even go into the site there. They made sure Victor was not running through that smoke. You actually saw them get punished a lot early on in the season when that sort of thing was happening. But Loud have somehow brought this back into a very, very doable position.
And it really feels like it was. Thank you so much, Dash. Yeah, just 1 half down in what should be a banger of a marathon once again. A best of 5 to decide who walks away with the crown of VCT Americas. And Bala, it's been a tightly contested bout so far.
And the crazy part is they've had so many battles on this map. In grandfinals where this Optic Core has played against Loud, they've started on Ascent 3 times. Home ground for Loud.
Once
Pistol
again.
round immediately again.
And it's all pace from NRG. But Kalentin Shock's able to hold him back for now.
A third.
Spamming through, they're lit up, and they're dropped. Pistol Loud.
Both pistols now for Loud. And that is just perfect from Kalentin. The double shocks that came in got so much damage done. Obviously the first player there who went down.
Look at that.
Doing so much damage, it's Tui's. Both shocks get a kill, and then the dart is just way too much for two players who are already dealing with a lot trying to get through that choke. There's no way you can break down that dart. And he is instantly in that position where you know he knows what he wants.
Here.
No force up from NRG. A heavy stack towards A.
Right
Now
here.
understanding there is a Marshall on the board. What else can they feel out? What else can they find? Sadak feeling some of the pressure. The classic, not able to land.
Spike down.
Man, he really didn't trust that
No, he didn't.
they were going to push off of that flash.
Enemy remaining.
But a flawless round out from Loud to tie us up at 7.
And hold on, is that Sadak shooting some bodies? Oh, that's crazy. What happened to respect?
I mean, he can be the showman. He can be a showman for sure.
And honestly, NRG should have been able to punish Sadak there. He was fully blind. You had Artist updraft over top.
One enemy remaining.
And somehow he just survives while fully blind for about like 2 seconds with the classic in his face. Oh, it was just nerf darts, that's why. All tied up.
Scanning ahead.
But Ares is a really nice tool to carry over into a bonus round because it unlocks these sort of strategies right here where Kalentin is really controlling B main. Like that. Sadak just baited him into Aspas's Marshall angle.
Looking for another. There's that flash, and it's good.
Follow-up flash is great.
Very nicely done. Victor is taking a lot of space mid, though.
And this is what Colin was talking about, trying to insert somebody deep in these positions. And it might net them a kill, but Aspas aware, and the timing is terrible.
Well, Victor was far from it.
And that's not inserting, that's going way deep on the lurk.
Yeah. NRG forced to reset here, while the threat of getting bonus looms heavy.
Revealing area.
How on
30
earth do
seconds
they
left.
equalize this and get a 3v5? That just seems so far from possible right now.
Rotating all the way around, yeah, they're trying to get something in, but unfortunately, NRG in the situations where that first kill has gone in Loud's favor, which, by the way, is
10
very
seconds
few
left.
rounds. They just aren't really finding gaps back in, and it is going to be one of these fake timeouts and a save on the attack side. Oh my God, Tom. That was dangerously close to getting spammed down by that Ares.
Take a look at it again. It was this counter flash that was just so good.
And Artist not able to escape there despite playing the jet, despite having his dash active. Smoke and updraft. Not the perfect choice, but also nobody able to capitalize on saving his life there. So Loud had a chance of converting the bonus. It would have been a completely different game if they had in that first half. This time they do. And it's net them the first time out of NRG. This battle between Chet and now Fraud, last year was Bazooka, is so storied. And the funny part is actually on a set specifically, Chet has had trouble anti-stratting against Loud. One of the goals for him when picking up an assistant coach was for them to bring forth some anti-strats against this team. Way back last year after Reykjavik. Which is funny because they actually took a map off. That was the only ascent that they were able to take off of Loud last year. But it just gave them such a problem. And now, honestly, feels that defensive side was really good at the beginning, but just slipping out of their hands after that phenomenal ace of Sam. The differences between the attack side and the defense now.
Let's go.
Aspas getting the op online after the bonus is such a strong tool, one that you might not consider in this position.
Stays concealed for now. You start to see some of the spam through the smoke. Crash uses drone is going to give NRG a little bit of room to work with. That alarm bot forces a pause. Meanwhile, Sam waiting for some of that aggression. You see two members looking to swing out, and Sam's not able to clean up either of them. And now we see that op so perfectly teed up, looking for the second, not going to land.
They get the shot on him though.
5 HP here.
He'll feel the pressure.
Finesse is deep. He's inserted again. But can he convert? Can he get any value out of it? Spotting one, giving the space away.
Timing wasn't great for Victor last time he went for something like that, but Finesse has found his way all the way back around through tree, so Aspas has to actually cover this.
That's finding the great timing on the Kawanzin.
I have the spike.
Now 3v3, and he's still here. He's a nuisance, he's pesky, and he has not been dealt with yet. How much more attention can he draw? Right into the op of Aspas.
That pinch that Finesse set up by getting a successful flank off. Just not coming fast enough. And also, Tui's did such a phenomenal job holding back the A main
10
players,
seconds
instantly
left.
taking one down, paranoiing in, so Aspas can take the time that he needs to deal with Finesse through that window. And it's 2 saves in a row. NRG losing control, obviously, on this attack side. They have not gotten around yet.
It's been all out, 4 rounds now. And you see a light buyout from NRG leading into the 5th of the half.
The important thing here, and the difference between these lurks from today and yesterday against EG for NRG, was those lurks were being used to control the flow of information and control the calls. Here, they're being used as the spear, as the way to find themselves back into the round. It's because these first kills from Loud are just so good. Aspas escaping despite a flash being used early here. Stinger's bought up. Crashy's the only rifle that got saved over. It's been a monster in playoffs. But you're starting to need round wins fast here for NRG, despite the economic situation.
Speaking of fast, Ardish is so far up already. And there was no room. Aspas willing to give a little bit of space up to hold a deeper choke. And that's another first round, or that's another first kill for Loud.
That stat is getting flipped on this defense. First half, they only got 2 first kills. Now, they've almost gotten every single one on this defensive side.
Yeah, and certainly, I mean, for recent memory, I may very well maybe all of them. Sadak taking a little bit of damage there. Getting peppered by the inferior weaponry. Oh, well, that was awkward. Unlucky timing there for Sadak as Victor cleans him up.
Aspas arrived.
30 seconds
Perched
left.
up in heaven. Oh, and he gets dropped by Finesse. Crashies has a gun here. It's a 1v2, and he's healthy. I mean, you talk about needing a big swing round, something to turn the momentum. This would be it if Crashies can pull it off. He's going to try to tuck away. He's got it down to 1. 4 HP! And Crashies with the clutch!
The absolute king of 1v2s here in playoffs. Pivotal rounds coming down to Crashies over and over. And honestly, Loud played that very, very well despite the mistimed peeks together. They rotate back into that door, break it, the turret comes up. And then they're able to double swing confidently. It's just slightly off-put, and that spray control from Crashies is just phenomenal.
Remember, it was after a big play from NRG in the previous half that Loud went aggressive. They leaned into the chaos. They fought fire with fire. What do they do here? 3 perched up, looking for a mid-pinch.
Som has got trouble right now. And he did not get the information that this is a full walk down, so the players who are rotating in or out of B are going to be in huge trouble.
Start to see some of the smoke traded. Artist the first through.
Loud actually gave up on that mid control.
There's no smoke in market.
Well, remember, Som was getting pressured in mid.
He had dropped one down for defender spawn, but that was it. Either way, the spike down. And Finesse in a position to make a play again. He's been so consistent up until this point.
They've got to fight for control here.
3v3. Artist spamming through with the stinger and Som in a
They're going
position
for the
that
res.
has to be cleared. The paranoia is good. It's gonna buy some time, but how does Tui's land that shot? Artist with the blades, not landing. Not landing at all. Loud punch back.
It was so crucial for NRG to fight back for control there because of that res, that no command that came in from Sadak, not only suppressing them, not allowing them to be any util combos, but he got res back up and made it back to even. And there definitely the call comes in really fast. This is the sort of pressure Som gets put on this team. It's a very active mid-round team, so sometimes they're gonna make a call and Som will not have his smoke available. In this instance, I think actually realizing the amount of pressure that Som was under, I think they made the right call to go into B, but just missing that market smoke. In that case, it probably should have been on market rather than spawn, given how many people were inside of mid. I don't think they really had the true information there. It was just a read.
Yeah, I think you're right. And perhaps off of that, Chet forcing a timeout. Second of the map for him. So from this point forward, NRG will be rolling without their head coach.
Crashes. The 1v2 that he just had. By the way that NRG is playing, it's going to have to be heroics like the Som ace that we saw in the first half, like the Crashes 1v2 that we just had too. And Crashes, that was his 21st clutch this season. He's been a beast. And in playoffs, you've seen it delivered in the key rounds over and over. I just don't know if there's enough juice even for that sort of round to allow them to win this game. Loud is only 3 rounds away from this first map.
And those heroics are the only thing that have netted them around here in the second half. So you're right, it's a lot to ask for, but I guess that's the fun thing about this matchup, right? Is that there's always stuff like that that keeps it competitive, that keeps us on our toes. NRG leaning towards A. They have Crashy's Hunter Fury. A light buy here, 2 stingers from the attacking side.
I love that from Sadak too, just walking up, flashing. He definitely put himself in danger, but he got 2 pieces of key info there.
The South Outspot's getting a little info too on the dash, which is very well done. Not just preserving his life, but getting information for his team.
Oh, what?
Sadak tried getting cheeky with the try making a play. This looks like this may be another round for NRG. Unless Loud can equalize.
They've done so much right now. There's a couple players who are peppered. That Kalenzine might be able to spam with the Odin.
Or Victor may be able to spam onto less. That door may have kept him alive. 10 HP for Artis. 17 HP for Aspas. I mean, everyone's just hanging on for dear life. Clutching on to any bit of health that they could have as the spike continues to tick away. Tui's with a massive hold to get to third, potentially on the menu, but he looks the wrong way.
Didn't get the smoke off either.
And Finesse able to clean him up. A 2v2 quickly turns into a 1v2, and Finesse cannot deal.
And there's plenty of time here for Loud to get the defuse, despite how much it looked like it took to get into that site.
Man, they're fun. I want to go sit with them.
It feels like we're sitting with them already.
That's true.
NRG with the repush into tree there. Because of Finesse on the lurk, they really wanted to capitalize off of that good positional advantage that they had. But Tui's is just too good. So strong in those positions where he has to adjust really quickly his crosshair.
That's another scattered buy for NRG again. This time 2 pistols, 2 stingers. 1 rifle in the hands of Crashies. A key reason why they're still in this game.
Just toying with him. They're going back into Cat against Sadak, and I think trying to challenge the IGL right now. It's a good idea. It's very well advised. Given you know what he's gonna do.
Tui's is close by to help, and there it is. He delivers again. Off of the flash, Sonic nets him one of his own.
That's the spike too. It's trapped. Crashes has to try to gain it back.
There's just no real way. It seems like NRG can hold up with the weaponry that Loud bring to the table. Loud get to map point.
Match point.
This has shifted so fast. Just the one round by NRG. The 1v2 by Crashies is what they have on this attack side.
The timeline really tells the story.
And we reverted straight back to the traditional ideas here on Ascent. 5 is just not enough.
Time for a field test.
It's way too much to give up on your defense.
Scanning ahead.
And there's huge ults now for Loud too.
NRG does have some of their own, and that's gonna help.
Sonic is a silly man.
He does have silly moments, doesn't he?
Despite that, Loud, I mean, they've been phenomenal. 4v5s. They've won so many of them.
Gonna have to do it again.
5 4v5s for Loud in this map so far. I mean, that's how they got those first half rounds. I think there's definitely the tools to do it right now. Just the fact that NRG haven't gotten into the site after that lockdown is crazy. Tui's, oh, one more pulse and he's gone.
Yeah, he's dropped. Now 2 members down for the defensive side. Kalantine still has his ult, choosing not to use it to counter the lockdown that was invested by Finesse.
And this one's key. Very difficult for them to win the round, but they can do a lot of damage. Look at the money for NRG. It is in the bin.
Really is. Artist, 2 free ones. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that. The third around the wall. Dashing away, staying alive, tucking behind his cloud first.
Gun got jammed.
And that's spam. I mean, how do you stay alive through that spam? Victor's here. They've showed up. There's help. That's a flawless round for NRG.
If they lost 2 guns there, all of a sudden 2 people can't buy in that round. That is huge work out of Artist to find the flank and then also to stay alive. Despite how long it took them to get into that site.
One enemy remaining.
And the fact that there were key ults on the side of Loud. Loud looked like they want to actually just wait until the opportune moment to use those so that they can end this game before it goes to overtime. 3 rounds is a lot to ask for on this attack. Thankfully, NRG have a couple key ones from their side too, the no command. Reclear here from Loud on Cat. Crashies might end up getting picked off if he's not careful. But also the flank could come really fast. You don't have any of that KJ util on this side of the map.
Most of it's towards B. For now, they delay. Artist is down. That's the entry. That's the goal button. While Tui's crept his way up. Cat. Just 3 left for NRG now.
And it feels like that opportune time now. Lockdown, Hunter's Fury, everything able to be thrown into this.
Yeah. I mean, really leaning everything behind that blow to put him away.
Song just tried a crazy hero play. Paranoia TP up top.
Victor tried finding window off of that Hunter's Fury, and it's just instantly shut. Now Crashies is at a huge 1v2, but a 1v5? No way. Loud take.
Against them, so I don't know. I'm happy to see it. I want to see this chamber again, especially against a little bit more of a cutting edge composition here out of NRG. You heard Sean talking about its strengths on defense, its strengths against the Harper Viper potentially. And already Sadak is playing solo A while the rest of his team goes walkabouts. This should be expected from NRG. Loud love to do this despite the map. It doesn't even matter.
Down B.
They're walking about. You're right.
Dude, they've got control.
They've walked about so far that they're currently standing on the spike. And I don't know how NRG are going to equalize this.
There's 1 player left on this side of the map.
Yeah, they're going to take they're going to take some space on site, or at least attempt to, but they still haven't grabbed the prized possession. They still haven't grabbed what they're looking for. They still don't have a spike.
What is going on? I mean, they're just walking randomly, aimlessly around the map right now, hoping to find one gap.
Grenade.
Nades traded.
A need to find the space, and this round has gone horrendously sideways for NRG.
Team ace.
And that actually becomes all 3 pistols now for Loud. NRG have been great at pistol rounds. throughout playoffs. Part of the reason why they made such a good lower bracket run. Remember that initial game against EG in playoffs? Lost or won every single pistol, but still lost the series. If they're not having that big toolkit within the scoreline, things could get really bad real fast. And again, nice TP here for Sadak. One peek top truck, instantly gets down.
Oh, he stays. He doesn't even teleport out.
Oh, and they broke it with the nade.
He's really persistent. And he's gonna have a shot at a second. Victor's so weak here. Pulls the teleport back. And Victor has tucked. Meanwhile, NRG are gonna attempt to find space elsewhere on the map, and they can't. Everything has been so labored these few rounds. At least on the side of NRG for Loud, it's looked as easy as possible.
No matter where they went there.
Yeah.
Same like on the pistol round, no matter where they went, they were running into somebody unexpectedly. Loud. Again, another bonus opportunity. They've won one. That's what catapulted them towards that lead, on a sense. Towards a 3-round lead to close out the game. That sort of thing can swing and snowball real fast. NRG's attack sides on Bind have been really good. Probably because not only of the burst potential of the composition, but also just because it's slightly off meta. I said cutting edge. They found a way to work the harbor on this map.
You see, they tried to set up Sadak there for an aggressive peek early down long. He took a ton of damage for it. That damage has been finished off. Sadak's down. Finally an opener for NRG. Now they're gonna have a chance to split on here. Les, he's gonna have a lot to deal with, a lot to do. Meanwhile, you see where Tui's is set up here. He knows that he's able to hold this space if they try to flip through teleporter, but the Trailblazers gonna see him running and tuck and tail.
Look at, yeah. I mean, Tui's is positioned all the way up bathroom too. It's funny, if he got TP'd on, he's in a little bit of a weird spot. But now he's hard controlling bathroom, which is a key way to retake on this A site.
Unless Crashies can do something about it, but he doesn't seem to be interested in feeling that out at all.
And for Crashies, there's no way you expect this flank this fast.
No, Tui's finding the timing, finding the opening, creeping his way forward.
He might actually wait now for Osbox who's reclearing sand.
Step by step, there it is. There's the swing and there's the kill. Imagine a moment of frustration for Crashies, but NRG still with the shot here. Attempting to stabilize the round, but Kawantin continues to be the thorn in their side. And Tui's still healthy.
There's a barely missed molly for Kensam.
Oh, he still took some damage. They're gonna bonus him again. Can Artis win this 1v2? They're so weak, no!
Something needs to be done to stop these bonuses, and something needs to be said about Tui's and his movement. Well, just a Spectre there takes down Crashies after the double step. And he stepped up big on Ascent.
Enemy remaining.
Again, so clean. Ospas and Tui's just combining there. You saw the patience from Tui's to wait for Ospas to slow clear back through sand. And even with all that slow clear, there's plenty of time. 3 stingers bought. Victor only 1 satchel here, so they're gonna try to take bathroom control against Sadak's Phantom.
He just got the second. But yeah, it does seem like perhaps off of a flash from Crashies. No, they actually decide to go careful.
He loves the box to double satchel out there.
Nothing found.
And there's one of those really, really good TPs that Sadak has.
This is so, I mean, this is so clean from Loud. Not only does Sadak get 2 at the opener and then gets away, stays alive, gets another, but Kawantin also trailblazer through teleporter to apply more pressure on the pinch outside of showers.
Sam wants the TP here. And for good reason. He picked up that Phantom. With the high tide still up, he's able to do that for free. The second cascade used too. Now Finesse is going to try to lurk in on the other side. But this is classic NRG against Loud.
It is.
Loud has seen this so many times.
And you see they even have Les who's still playing back B to confirm that that's not where the hit was going, that the teleport was a fake, and that they can keep attention on A. Sam, did he spot ahead? The tiniest of pixels. And this is doable now.
Player standing.
Can Tui's win it out on his own though? Sam is weak. He's gonna have to put the spike down. It's a challenge. And Tui's wins it out again.
Again, perfect round from Tui's. He's literally a pixel away from actually exposing himself there to Sam when peeking through that Harbor High Tide. And as soon as he confirms that spike is really going down, Sam doesn't move past. He goes for the wide swing. And again, this from Sadak. Something that NRG is going to... Oh, that's disgusting. Something that NRG is going to have to consider later and later in this game is where these TPs are going and how you can use Victor's speed to be able to punish him.
Remember the last time we saw Loud play this comp on this map? The whole conversation was around poor Sadak. Poor guy can't get a kill. They're not challenging him, right? It felt like he was just like a bot, right? Who was just kind of like AFK for the majority of the map, not able to play, begging for any kill that he could get. He's currently leading his team in kills.
Yeah. And honestly, it was until he got his ult online to get that, and he already has it now in the 5th round.
Yeah.
That changes things. That changes how you have to approach the map as NRG. Oftentimes, you would actually go against Sadak playing Chamber. Yeah, let's go challenge him, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, absolutely.
he doesn't have the level of skill that we do, right?
He's not that guy.
That's what the players think.
Exactly.
And that's what the call is. And Finesse is definitely somebody to try to target down players. But here now, has a tour de force, and there's no way you go against a Chamber with that. Yeah, it's mad slow, but... Okay, double satchel is going to come in here from Victor. Top of his box. He doesn't have that Brimstone. But either way, there's not going to be anybody there to actually find.
You got to be careful here because it may look like A is weak, but Loud has 4 by Octagon. If they feel a lot of pressure in showers, they can pounce very quickly.
Yeah, actually might be a counter call specifically against this double satchel down.
They just push down long.
They're making so much noise, though. Artist actually has full information, and you see how he tucks just away, not showing himself. Loud think that they're completely unchecked right now.
Very well done. Sadak, remember the op. You heard it at the beginning of the round. In a position to make a play. But is there going to be enough to dissuade? Given the utility, the flash, the wall, the nade. Yeah, he's got to get out. Really nothing to punish right now either.
Planted.
A 5v5 retake on the site. Given the flanks. It's just so much to deal with. Now they're going to have Seekers. They have Showstopper. They're going to have to go 4-2. And Victor's not able to get it off. The fuse is extinguished. And now the orbital strike. Sadak taking a little friendly fire there, but staying alive.
Artist on the flank.
Oh, but a 1v5? A 1v4 now, and Sadak's not even concerned with the kill. Just get the defuse, just take the round, and just continue to snowball.
That is a monster round from Sadak there. Denied the raise ult in his face, and then they ult where that slow field is.
I suggest you move.
Catch one of the NRG players back into it, even if it was team damage onto Sadak.
One enemy
That
remaining.
kill from Crashies, or onto Crashies right there, is because of that pressure from Sadak and the kill from the tour de force.
Very good call.
5-0.
On their best map.
There's a reason why, even if Loud was losing maps here and there, this team continued to look so scary throughout the regular season. The only team to beat them was NRG up to this point.
Sadak playing a dangerous game around that util.
They just went for the same triple push down long, by the way. And so once again, they're abusing the fact that there's no sentinel on the side of NRG.
Yeah, that there's no true trip. The trip has now become finesse.
I mean, Aspas has been on this flank like 3 rounds so far.
And he may have an opportunity to deal some more damage. Artist and finesse. Tasked with holding the line. Aspas looking for one. Up that close! And it's traded 1 for 1. Crashy's falling. Artist is still in a position to make a play here.
They smoked Kawanzine off right now.
He may try to res and then make a play, but Spike is ticking away. Time is short. Loud now going forward. It's just a tap.
Oh, this.
There's the res. Sam holding him back, going into the smoke, getting the kill. NRG finally stopped the drought.
That judge from Victor is lurking right into the smokes that they're trying to use to defuse the spike themselves, and there's absolutely no chance there for Loud to come back in, and they have finally put 2 players on that flank hold. Artist in a very safe position, finesse as well.
One enemy remaining.
And it gives all the time for that retake to be really, really considered.
Right there.
They have swapped now the setup quite significantly. 3 players starting over towards A. This allows Sadak to go for this TP in bathroom that we saw a few rounds ago.
Also allows him to play around the Viper Wall. The last time he held this line, it was the Viper Wall from B that did not go through Teleporter. But a minor adaptation to provide a little bit more cover to Sadak.
Harbor Wall to scale. Cascade goes through the window, actually. No, it doesn't. Unless under pressure now. They do have Ospas joining the fray.
And just silence across the map.
Finesse is trying to get up so they can then activate his wall, activate the orb. But the thing is, that trip is covering. That trip is active for Sadak. He actually came back slightly to make sure it comes back up. You just heard the noise. Dog to get Finesse up into position, and they do spot the trip.
Just at the right time, too. They clear it out, and this is just intended to draw attention and draw eyes. Look at where the spike is. Everything else from NRG is towards B.
30 seconds left.
It's just Finesse on a solo mission. But what can he really do? Meanwhile, they know the hit is on B now. Victor tried dashing his way forward off of Sam's utility. He's not able to find an opening, and they're going to flip the map. But there's nowhere for them to go. Finesse died A, too.
Ooh.
That's a huge opening, but Aspas is still here. They still have a lot of numbers.
10 seconds left.
Can he delay? Can he deny? Yes, he can!
So labored on that approach from NRG. They're the ones who are supposed to be able to slow things down with the Harbor on their side, with the Sage on their side. But coming through Hookah here, again, you're right. This pull for Finesse to get up on the lurk is to insert him into laps and also call rotates over. But they didn't pressure enough on B to have less. Down with the fuel. He had full fuel on his Viper Wall, drops the Molly, and they just went through.
Attack side up, traded right back. A 1-for-1. There's both big weapons still in play. Now they have the Viper spit that they're going to try to play around. And a Trailblazer, again, Loud using utility to just deny so much space, but then also get info.
And this smoke, it's not going to allow Sadak. Actually, it just fell. Sadak can now break this dog. The wall comes up, though, and caught in the middle of putting his trip. His TP down. That's easy kill on the Tuis with the stun. Targeted.
Really had no options and nowhere to go. Sadak's pressured, Finesse in his lap, and the kill goes his way.
Spike planted.
This might be another round heading over in favor of NRG. They've got big numbers here. They have post plants set up. They've got what they're looking for. The wall, Artist with the op. Spotting ahead, not taking it off yet.
Artist has so many nice angles to play around the specific wall that he's putting down.
You have Sam up in showers, cleaning up Kalazine.
Not ready yet.
And less than a 1v3 with a flash in his face, with a wall in his face.
I know where he is.
Yeah, time not on his side, and a miserable area of the map to try to hold.
Some life still here on Bind. NRG are so good, specifically Crashies with that Trailblazer. They consistently are using something that no other team does, which is the stun from the dog to find themselves kills.
And the NRG crowd has awoken again.
Sadak's under pressure here. Double satchel coming into bathroom. With Amali as well, so he's trapped in, but he does have that TP.
He turns the flash and gets the kill anyway! I mean, what a freak.
He almost got that one too.
Yeah.
That one shot out before hitting the TP. Sadak actually showing that that other game was no joke. This is a serious idea here from Loud.
And that he's formidable on the agent. Not just the composition, that's wacky enough, but it's the fact that it's Sadak who's in that role.
The crazy part is, last year, this was NRG's comp. This was the Optic comp.
Get trade back from Artis with the op. But again, all attention from NRG has to be towards B. Kawanzine is here. Aspas has joined. Aspas had joined. He's now dead with the Reckoning. Some space gained.
Welcome to my world.
I mean, they're investing everything here. The Reckoning, the Viper's Pit.
Spike planted.
Loud haven't given them many post-plant opportunities, but the ones that they have been fairly good. Especially when there's no flanks, no serious flank. Right now, Sadak, though, is providing that pressure into the pit from the backside. But that kill, though, I mean, you saw how easily that last round was cleaned up once it became a 4v2.
The numbers are obviously a big problem here, but again, you've got the Sage Wall. You're going to have to navigate around the Viper's Pit.
Free kill.
So many things in their favor to secure the round. A heavy investment from NRG, and it pays off.
That TP goes right back into the spike, I'm pretty sure. That is the second man-down situation now that NRG has put together. The last one that they won was the Crashes 1v2 back on Ascent. They've been struggling when they lose that first pick. And here it's even harder for them to get into that. Artis is not playing that Jet. It's starting to pick up that attack side op though, and it's actually paid off in dividends. He's gotten both first kills since he's picked it up. An ace up their sleeve. Judge now bought from Victor. You've seen him multiple times double satchel up into lamps. Sadak gonna join and fight him again. He's denied him before.
Turns that flash. Remember, he did this in the previous round. Start to see some spam come through, and that setup is beautiful. The initial bait off the Judge and the swing from Artis.
Artis up to 4 first kills, 3 since he's picked up that op. He is dominating the server now.
Finesse has to make some work here. Oh, and he's not able to. He tried to reestablish control in showers, but NRG on site equalize anyway. Damage shell with the Judge, but not enough to get the kill. A 2v2 now. As the spike ticks and you see Crashies re-exploring, trying to take some space in showers. Such an important area of the map to hold in these post plants. And he has filled the space. Waiting now for Loud to make a move, to be the aggressors. All attention on them, and I don't know where those bullets went. It's all on Crashies now. Another 1v2, can he land it? Yes, he can! The Red Bull clutch for NRG!
This guy is just saving them over and over and over. The work being put in there prior to the clutch.
Last player standing.
Saw him falling though, he had to tuck all the way.
Enemy remaining.
Les looking to go put down his orb on top of the spike to help Calon. And without the information, he is just perfect in those situations.
And also, I mean, think too, if him not repositioning to showers, he doesn't get that 1v2. He doesn't get the first.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not even just the fact that he's good in the clutches, his awareness of the map in that instance to set himself up to make a play to begin with. I think that's where Crashy shines.
When we had him on the desk, he talked about his form. And obviously for Crashies, you know, he said, oh, my form's not that good. But honestly, he's been so consistent throughout this entire season. Him and Victor. And Victor's had a little bit of a dip, but Crashies has gone up. Crashies is really solidifying them so many key rounds. If they're able to come back into this game, and in fact this series, I'm looking at Crashies as one of those guys who's just invaluable.
I mean, we looked at some of his stats yesterday, and it wasn't even just compared to the rest of Americas. We were comparing him to the whole, I mean, to everything, right? To all international leagues, and he was top with all of them. He's just been so good this year.
His approaches since that attack side op have been really good. Okay, that cascade, that's exactly what they want with it. Blocks the flash, and they're able to swing where Kawanzine thinks there's nobody. And you can't even hear that like a jet smoke or an omen smoke that goes down. It is much, much deeper than you expect. That's a way to get into the first kill battles.
And that allows Finesse to hold things back showers. Remember, when we first saw that tech, it was off of the Viper Orb. This time it cascades, serves the same purpose.
You're actually allowed to be much faster with it. That orb takes
Yeah.
significant amount of time to get into and block.
You gotta be careful here. NRG are flipping the map. They're gonna be rotating
Sadok's here.
through mid, and you're right.
He only has a headhunter though.
Has posted up. He's got 6 bullets.
The Trailblazer to push him back as well.
Tui's close by. Well, he was close by. And they know. I mean, they've got his position. They know exactly where he is. They're hunting him down. If it's not the satchels, it's the Roombas. And if it's not that, it's NRG.
Sadok tried something there to pull back his trip as well. So that if they do enter lamps, they don't think he's there. Doesn't even work.
He has a weapon now. You see how devastating a Sage can be in post plants like this? You're down in numbers. You already have a ton to deal with.
Well, I mean, particularly when you're not playing a real anchored setup.
Yeah.
So you can't break this wall significantly fast. Just takes way too long in the post line. It's the rotators who are breaking it.
My ult is ready.
They get some damage.
Time's already gone, but
Yeah.
I mean, if they started that a little earlier, all of a sudden. NRG brought this back to 5. Loud was up so much.
Was it, what, 6-2 at one point?
Last round
Something like
before
that?
the switch.
Yeah, 4 rounds in a row. Talk about a comeback.
And I'm looking at it now.
Right back into the action. Artist with the up. He's got Rez online. Last round of the half. There are a lot of tools for Loud to work with alongside that.
That kill did net Sadok the op last round, remember. This tour de force, he's going to be able to now control A side. He's on top of what normally would be blocking his vision. NRG's actually pulling out the old 100 Thieves wall so that they could go and take elbow control. They've been mostly ignoring the B side on the hits because Les has been a beast, but this time you know they want it.
He's just up by himself. And he deals some damage. He drops Finesse. Now Kawanzine tries getting a little bit more. The Raz online. Victor going forward with the ult and punishing the aggression. Parallel walls now sectioning off B. And you're right. Aspas looking for it with an ult of his own.
What?
I don't know how that didn't get a kill. But it's Victor who's still standing. Sadok and Tui's.
Oh, the gun!
Trying to
The
get the
gun!
team up, and Tui's cannot. Betrayed by the barrel is Tui's. And now Sadok with his ult. A tour de force in the face of a 1v4, in the face of the crowd. In the face of the reckoning. Seemingly insurmountable odds. How the heck do you pull this one off? That's gonna help things, but it's a 4K for Victor, and it's 6 for NRG.
5 in a row to end the half. And they got the read. On Ascent, it did not feel like Finesse could get the read. Didn't exactly know how to start to pivot the map. Here, you see it. It's beautiful over and over. They're just making the right calls.
And it took some time, but they found it. You're right. They got there.
The value wasn't much, but it was something. The other thing, though, is that trip. He's been putting one significantly deeper, and it does allow some control of the flanks compared to what NRG was doing, where they had to put bodies on it.
14 and 7 for the chamber, posted up outside of showers to open up this second half. What do they do? See the early wall out from Sam to deny any aggression towards a short. But Loud have a lot of their attention being here. Trying to feel out where the defenses of NRG are.
That smoke deep cleared.
Aspas is getting a little cheeky here. He's gone up pretty high, pretty far into hookah.
You actually just saw Tui's use a smoke. They're re-clearing through it immediately, and
Oh my god!
he just knows. He heard the flash way back before, and he's so ready for it.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds good. Look at translations later. 5v3 here for Loud, and another pistol. It seems to go their way. This would be the fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
It's so crazy. He just buys a sheriff on this round. On the pistol round, of all things. And they're controlling it all, TPing across
30
two.
seconds left.
Loud will continue their immense streak here unless Sam pulls out some craziness of all the pistols here in this grand final so far.
That's just outrageous. And I really feel like it has been primarily Tui's who's finding these 2Ks in situations like this, and you just saw it there again.
And that was a tough situation for him to deal with too.
Yeah.
He puts his smoke down so that they can walk up to take control of that orb, but it also baits out a flash from Crashies. Because NRG there, after seeing them, when he was going for that jiggle, realizes, okay, this smoke, they're gonna try to walk up behind it. Loud had no intentions of that the entire time. And so when Crashies flashed through, didn't find anything, he thought he could go for a re-clear. He thought they were long gone. Instead, Tui's is very ready for them.
Very conservative setup from Loud going into this next round, just 2 rifles. Given the success that they've had on the bonuses. I mean, yeah, we're thinking a little bit further ahead here, but it's a very good setup.
Now watch out. NRG continued to control the orbs. It's been a big part of their game plan the entire time. Usually Artist will wall one of the sides. Obviously now in the eco. So want to fully invest that. But they have gained an orb for Victor, who's now 3 into this game. You know, the ecos, that's kind of the wins that you can take.
One down.
That's a big win. Les actually got naded off there. That's why he TP'd. That's why he jumps in.
Yeah.
And Finesse is there to receive him.
It was the timing on that was great because Tui's was not far off. But the position allowed Finesse to isolate the fight, get the kill, and then get away. Now they have 3A, which is where it seems like the spike is headed. Sam's playing in U-Haul. He's got a shorty.
30 seconds left.
Hey, the new angle.
Victor's gonna have to do some damage with that Sheriff. Not able to connect on the opening shots. Looking
Back
for
up.
the second. Flashed up, backing off. And now you start to see some of those guns come through for Loud.
And Sam had to swing there inside the lamps. Not able to take that shorty and use it to good. Instead, again, Loud will have a pretty clean anti-eco here.
And also worth noting, not only is it going to be pretty clean, but the one that they did drop was not the rifle. Right, so they are going to carry the Phantom, they are going to carry the Bulldog into the next round.
Toxins going up.
I mean, more importantly, too, Tui's has his ult. It's such a huge key. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see both Les, Sadak, actually all 3, Les, Sadak, and Tui's buy up in this next one. To try to use that orbital strike and bring it another bonus round conversion, because they're really good so far. 2 out of 3. And we're approaching that 4th one.
Those bonuses have been such a problem so far. And I know it's early, but if they continue to execute, you're right, they have all the makings for one here.
Really the first time all season Loud have really had some regional support from them, from the crowd in LA here. They've been so far away from home the entire time. Other teams struggled with that fact. But here they are in the grand finals, experience at these things now, despite having 2 rookies on the team.
Well, not only that, they seem to be making Pine their home too. With an opportunity to make America's their home in a massive way. There's Orbital Strike invested. Finesse is behind it. Oh, the Molly's gonna give his position away. He felt all the pressure. They knew where he was. He finds no value. Can Crashies do anything? Patient on the trigger. Looking for a second, not able to deliver. And now 3's up. Spike not out. Artist on the flank. Can he find the timing? Can he find the space? Waiting to see if they're going to rotate away while Sam's decapitated on site. Leaving Victor and Artis to do this all on their own.
Tui's just fake tap the orb.
Wait.
While Artis is on the flank. I mean, come on. Doesn't get the kill, though.
Damage still dealt. They're going to equalize this thing.
Really haven't seen any big clutches demanded of the Loud players so far this series. Cal and Z now.
One enemy remaining.
This 1v2 would be
30
big.
seconds left.
It would require a 4K for him. 77 HP, Artis on the swing. Manages to get across. With 23 seconds left, he decides he's flipping the map.
Artis had a chance here to TP after he realized that there was a fake tap. But without doing that, Counseed still has to have that in his mind. Artis could have done that while he was way away and couldn't hear it. So many places. Usually in this situation, Counseed can reposition anywhere, but Artis now actually has that advantage with the new TP system.
Can they win this out again? Wall to buy some space. The tap from Artis. Kawanzi now swinging around, looking for the kill! And the Latvian delivers for NRG!
Many moments for these NRG players to step up so far. And each opportunity, they strike hard. There again, Artis, that wall was really perfect in the clutch to not only allow for a dynamic situation where Kawanzi really doesn't know how to place his crosshair, but also just misdirection. You really don't know how that wall is placed on the other side. And if you were Lamps, you're scattering over to the other side, rushing in case that was a full tap.
They force his hand, and off of that, NRG avoid another disastrous bonus.
Getting the ult up right now for Victor. Only bought a stinger up. And yeah, they avoided the bonus, but lost so many. So you could see the buy is super rough from these NRG players.
A costly victory. But an opportunity to get another here off of that showstopper. Can Victor find value? You see the setup from NRG, it's just 2A. It's just Finesse, it's just Sam, and Finesse has fallen.
It's perfect. Clearing, knowing that that is a judge position for sure with the low money.
And how prolific he is at it too.
Wow. I mean, they're peppering the util in the back of sight here.
And Victor has slipped the net. He's gotten in through showers, but Sana can never give him the space up, so he's gonna be on this late flank.
There it is.
It's gonna be a 1-for-1 off of the ult. Sam looking for it with Guardian, not able to deliver it. It's another clutch opportunity for NRG. For Crashies, who's gonna find the first. It's free. Can he find the second? In the face of the bullets, the flash over the top, the spam through. 49 HP, still so much to do.
30 seconds left.
And they're all gonna swing wide.
If Sadak doesn't get the kill there, Tui's actually just gave up the double peek. But you can tell, it's controlled in these moments. They want to stop these clutches from going NRG's way, and there you see it. They start to have that discipline.
Spike down A. One.
They continue to hold the lead. Where it actually has felt like NRG has started to turn on their bind. But even with that, losing all those players on that bonus instantly puts them in a weird position in the next round. They lose this one, and now they're actually still in a weird position economically. And chat will have to figure out how to adapt the game plan on this defense, because it has been mostly the same sort of thing that you're doing, controlling the orbs on both sides, going for a wall, some sort of control early. That re-clear as well that got punished on pistol. Chet might be one of the most accomplished coaches in the world at this point. Last year, he got top 3 at every single event with his core.
It's quite the resume.
But you're still asking a lot right now against who, in my mind, Fraud has come out and become a top 5 coach easily. And with the pedigree that he has as well, you know he's thinking about the same adjustments that Chet is. It's all about execution when it comes down to it. And then the mid-round.
2-round lead for Loud. See the pings on the minimap. They want to go aggressive towards showers, and that's where NRG is. They have 3 here. It's just pistols and 1 stinger for Artis. Victor the first to fall in the face of the Trailblazer. They have to give the space up. And you see it. They instantly turn towards Teleporter to see if there was going to be a crunch, if there was going to be a pinch.
On these eco rounds, you have to expect things like that. Som comes in with the high tide, though, and they do start to stack over. Finesse gets called from that B side, while Crashes continues to jiggle. Som just pulled his trip back, and that's a huge shot there from Som. Walking into it to try to maybe retrieve a weapon.
Oh, another? Oh, he tried swinging off of the stinger. Out of position to make some damage. Not able to convert. Sadak on the swing, and that looked rough. But Aspas saved the day there. Crashies once again in a clutch situation. This time, nothing but a classic. In the face of the Phantoms, an earthen pod among the brass. Can he find success with it? Can he upgrade? Can he do anything? He's been spotted, and that's just too easy for 2Es.
The anti-clutch there. Out of 2Es. Super solid. Just an eco, though. Yeah, there was really no chance. Maybe if Crashes had gone on a flank, but you don't know how they're going to reset up in the post plant, so it's much safer to just approach from where you can start to get information off the jiggle peaks from the other team. NRG's defaults really have not changed. The setups just consistently the same here. Crashes and Finesse on this side of the map, with the rest trying to hold on to Lamp as much as possible.
Sadak looking for a quick one with the op in this round.
And if I'm NRG here, I'm looking to do some early prodding at long at hookah and then fall off and play full retake with Som's Reckoning.
Grenade! It's a deep nade. Victor tucking, staying alive, and 2Es on the counter. That 1-2 punch is just so devastating.
That timing's so unlucky for Victor. He just stepped into the nade's position.
Yeah. Finesse getting spammed once again. The gun giving him away. And that's the cue for Aspas to go. They haven't even picked up the spike, but I mean, the sight's all theirs. And they even have less to hit the late flank. This is surgical.
And again, Finesse falling early in that round. He's getting mauled.
30 seconds left.
That was clean.
Yeah, that's 2Es from window. I thought it was
I thought
Aspas.
so too.
I was like, how did that hit? That's crazy.
And this is what I mean about this late flank. Look,
Oh my
NRG
goodness.
are already calling to save. And Lex is behind them. Not able to get any of the kills, though. Position given away. The question is, do Loud hunt? Do they go?
They're hunting. They're completely giving up the spike right now, except for Sadak, who does stay with his TP. Ooh.
All of a sudden, Aspas not feeling nearly as confident in this fight. Outnumbered, and you even see it. The rest of Loud not pushing forward. And look at their, their money's not great. I don't know that they can really afford to do this, but they're gonna try anyway.
They're hungry. Imagine one of these guns gone.
Yeah.
That's another eco forced out of NRG. So it makes a big deal there.
Stay in range of my stim beacon.
And bigger
Load
too,
them
Som
dead.
did not have any room for extra ult orb, so he already had his ult. Meanwhile, Aspas gets his ult online too.
30 seconds left.
So just taking that duel, that extra duel, nets them that. Loud. They don't quite force the eco out. They still have those 2 hero rifles, and it's a full force for NRG. They've actually put them in an uncomfortable position here. This right here is a match-breaking round, and Victor instantly TPs, I think because that Flash didn't actually spot anything, so he wants to maybe find something with that wall out.
A little bit of info attempting to be gathered while Les is in a brutal spot. Just one gun.
I love it. In the mid round here, especially with Artis having that res. Just take a duel. They even out the situation instantly and still take down less too.
Sadak has knifed his way through the wall. Has the position to make a play in showers. Meanwhile, the deep flash shot from Crashies late in the round, confirming some suspicions.
Oh, he's got the op too. This could be a surgical blade.
Does he hold the scalpel, or is it going to be one out by the judge?
My ultimate is ready.
Much less refined, much less precise, but much more successful.
Launching smoke.
Still tools though. Sadak now with that smoke on lamps has an angle to fight backside.
30 seconds
But the second
left.
slow coming out from Artis as well. Just delays so long. Well, Sprim smokes last a long time, but
Yeah, they last forever.
they've given him backside now.
Backside's difficult to hold. Sadak finding one with the op. Repositioning now, and they're gonna fight. They're gonna fight into U-Haul. In the face of the reckoning, they're gonna go forward.
Oh!
Sadak almost catches one. But NRG find themselves at a 2v2. Finesse has the ult. And it may not matter at this point. He's gonna show up to the play. Maybe find cover around that, but Sam gets 3.
Good attempt there out of Sadak. Uses his TP as a drone, uses his body as a drone. And unfortunately for him, the position's so strong. NRG handled that very well, obviously. That was, again, low buy. They had the 2 hero rifles and then everybody else forced up around that.
One enemy remaining.
Sam in the back of side able to pivot over and over and over. Stop fragging for his team. And they do stop NRG. They stop Loud from getting up to match point here. But look at this ults. It's a full house. Every single one so pivotal too.
Just when you think you have them on the ropes,
I've got your trail.
with the financial advantage, you have to deal with that. Victor's done. Sam feeling the pressure. They drop the pit. He's going for it. Aspas up top. Drops Sam. And he's going to continue to scale. He's pushing his way all the way up into spawn. Finesse looking for Sadak. Finds him. Spam through. He was so low.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Tui's try to reflank and go out into this pit, but instead he's actually holding on. That trip went down. Flash just spotted Artis. Can he really make this work?
The Trailblazer finding him too. Tui's falls. Artis continuing to push forward. And remember how far up Aspas got. Crashies, it's gotta be careful! And it's not careful enough! Artis 1v3, 1v2 now! And he cannot deliver! Loud get to map point again!
It's already 1-0. NRG. Again, the economy broke for them. But honestly, they have to try to dig deep here. They don't want to be put in a position where it's their map pick and they lose it, because that makes it a reverse sweep necessary. We saw one this morning in Pacific, but it is so rare, especially in a grand final scenario.
Finesse creeping forward, getting some info. Remember, just sheriffs for them. Sam close by.
Satchel out.
Bonk.
Box and screen
But
down.
Les just pushing forward off of that. Meanwhile, Crashy's getting some info, the wall up. Sam gets the kill.
And that's why the high tide is up too. He just randomly spammed with a sheriff, of all things.
Artis is going to get a lot of pressure here on the other side of the wall. In hookah, does he scale forward? Is there the potential for
May
help
break
from
that.
Teleporter?
Oh. I don't know if they know exactly which position that went towards. Here's the mollies in though. Flash him to protect him. He has a pocket.
They decide otherwise wisely.
They're gonna force their way in. Now that they spotted Finesse just has the sheriff. They're very happy to get in. Cowanson got all the way to elbow. I don't think they know.
Hey, he's not just in it, but he's all the way up. He's pushing his way into spawn, and you're right. I don't think they're aware. They've been surrounded. They've been pinched. This smoke, the only thing that's keeping them back. Finesse falls, Cowanson on the flash, and then the wherewithal to turn around, but Victor beats him. 4v3 for NRG. Spike planted now. And the pit. Oh, a devastating prospect. Can NRG do this? They have the numbers. They have a judge for Artist too. They have some positioning. All of Loud is tucked inside their pit. But now Aspas re-exploring. Time is short. Just a couple moments now, they get two big ones. Aspas in a 1v4 to try to clean it up himself, and NRG stay alive.
The pressure of that pit, the pressure of the time, and the stakes online. How have they considered and corralled Loud into a fence? That is just ridiculous. That boombot as well just going off the side. And we're back to the same scoreline that Loud was able to close out Ascent with. NRG still have not been able to recover their economy since a few rounds back, but they are starting to really eat into the bank of Loud. And all those ults were used by Loud. Remember, we had a full house not too long ago.
Tom first the wall, then the cascade, the Trailblazer out through, and Sadak still getting the kill onto Artis. That's just so impressive. Second cascade down, and Loud just disrespecting it. They're scaling forward into it. Som flash, turn two! The third for Som!
Spike down A.
Numbers NRG still, and Victor has ult.
Got the spike.
He's gonna be on this late flank, and are they aware? How can you possibly expect that?
Spike planted.
Focusing now on what's before them, they've gotten two, it's Crashies! Who's gonna have to clutch it out to keep it alive! And Crashies does not miss! Again!
For the third time this series, he gets a 1v2 in a crucial moment.
One enemy remaining.
How do you do that? Saves their game, potentially the series, but Som 2, the 3K and lamps. 2 rounds in a row with huge impact from the young guy on this team. Before Som started to have those impacts on the first kills to receive those pushes, Loud had 10 first kills in a row. Despite that, the scoreline's still very, very close.
Loud calling a timeout with just a little over 10 seconds left to figure out how they deal the final blow on Bind. How they take a 2-0 series lead into Fracture. It's got to be closed out here because NRG, you're right, they're starting to get things going. You've got a couple of ultimates potentially online in conjunction with the ones that they do have. No gun for Sadak, but 6 Headhunter bullets. 22 and 13.
The IGL on Chamber too. It's crazy. 2 big ults here for NRG. Harbor's Reckoning, Victor's Showstopper. And on top of that, Victor's going for the op. We saw a lot of attack side opping from our Artists, but Victor for the first time picking up here. Out of that timeout, definitely could catch them off guard. And they have to stem the bleeding in terms of first kills on this defensive side. Som has been challenging so frequently against this lurk. Less through it though. He's in trouble.
Yes, he is. Meanwhile, Victor getting one with the up and sand! And Victor getting 2 more!
They just hold on. Over and over.
This is the one that I was looking for first because there were 3 pushing up sand, and you mentioned it at the very beginning. Victor with the op holding that angle. He delivers the 1-2 punch of Victor flying across with the ult afterwards. Last round of regulation, a reckoning in the hands of Sam. The op still for Victor.
Final round, guys. You've been fantastic all day long. Let's make some noise. One more round.
One more round for Loud. Couple of ults close by. The op in the hands of Victor again. Trailblazers traded. And the moment tense. For Loud, an opportunity to take down NRG on their best map.
This battle between Sam and Les has been so key. Sadak was taking it earlier, but they've swapped Les onto it. We've seen how hungry he can get with those lurks, but it's a dangerous affair now that Sam has really downloaded you. Remember, he still has that reckoning. Whenever NRG want to fall back into a retake, they can, but so far they want to take this challenge.
How bold does Artist stay? There are 3 here. Oh, he's flashed. He can't see a dang thing, but Victor's still getting the opener with the op. Looking for the second. Tucking in the smoke and peeking right back into hotspots.
What a play!
Unreal! 3v2 now, and they still have the reckoning. Now showing up. Victor has elbow control. Kawanzin and Les forced to pull a miracle to keep them out of overtime. And it's now 2. It's now 1. Can Sam do it on his own? 1, but not able to get the second.
Then also the Omen Viper that you've seen teams like Na'Vi be so consistent with. Allows so much different ideas, especially on defense.
It looks like we have a setup here on the northern side.
You have 4 players.
And Tui's has a paranoia. He's here for the setup. If there's contact, this could be a trap. And this could be a disaster.
He didn't throw it.
Smoke out. He's waiting for it now. There's the paranoia. The swing out. As both are just stunned. It's a stalemate at the beginning of the round. Dancing around the utility. Nobody can see a thing. Everyone flashed.
Spike down B.
And the spike is still not out. NRG have calmed things down for now.
Kawanzin wants to die there, so Tui's can take his position underneath. But he does let him out. He was hoping there that NRG continue to go forward, but with Victor lurking all the way through a drop, through a site, through into halls, all of a sudden, you're seeing them set up for a really nice post point, but they also have Tui's who got the information early. The rotate is here, and he's also on the flank.
They're turning back to him. Expecting the aggression, what?
Can he get on the rope? No, he doesn't even know what's on the other side, so he has to stay, actually. And somehow, some way, Les has even gotten to a really nice position for himself, too.
That deep flash went into spawn,
left.
so you're right. Les has gone unchecked so far. Sam having to go exploratory. Regretting it now. Les cleans him up. The wall, the only thing keeping him up for now. 48 HP was not going to stand a 2v2 as the spike has been planted. Crashy's going forward right into the weak lap of Sadak.
And Tui's turn to strike took so long.
Remember how good he's been in pistols. Another opportunity for him to deliver.
Cover going out.
First one not gonna land. This time it's Crashies who finally gets NRG their first pistol of the series.
I can't believe that, too. Given how close this series has been on the first 2 maps. The fact that that just comes now, the fact that we're just going to be starting to talk about their anti-ecos and their bonuses, Loud has definitely been in control economically. On 3 out of 4 halves that we've had so far. See if NRG can snowball to something similar to what Loud did. There, Loud honestly had a great setup to really punish what NRG ended up going for that just didn't spring it. So execution slightly mistimed. And both of the players from Loud there dodged the flash, or the stun, and go in for a reflash. Aspas has actually bought a stinger here.
And he's so out of the play right now. Looks like he was expecting perhaps something out of dish, but now going forward, rotating quickly. You see it, he just gets there in record time. Well, a benefit of being outrageously fast. Meanwhile, that fight on the northern side, up by dish. There's Tui's who went exploring, and he finds Victor.
They're gonna go for a repush here. This is NRG's bread and butter.
Meanwhile, Aspas has already left. He's rotating off. There's a lot to be had here.
It's just Artis who, remember, they swapped the stinger onto him, so they're not losing much there. but Kalanzine gets another one, and Aspas is here with his own stinger.
He's already on the site.
He's gonna play these smokes. There could be a flash. No, he's fighting!
Just a 1-for-1.
Sadak had a flash. I thought for sure with his arrival here timely, he would have gone for that. Instead, there's actually just kills traded.
It's a stinger and a share.
Can he get up drop to get the gun?
Spike planted.
He does.
The Seekers too to cause some problems. Both Crashies and Sam sitting on site. The Trailblazer, the Molly. Sam catching some high ground, just barely slipping the net. Can Kalanzine and Les take this back? Will the retake work? Remember, they didn't have much to work with here, and time is short. Sam,
Enemy remaining.
well done by Crashies, leaving it all onto Les. With the flash in his face and time not on his side.
He might get both the kills done, though. No. They'll both survive. If he stays alive for a little bit longer, they have to continue to deal with him. And that ends up being pretty costly from NRG. Not the worst situation, especially given that Aspas actually bought into that. He's still going to have Light Armor Vandal, no wall, which, honestly, it's really hard to find defensive wall opportunities to use it. It's much, much, much more important on the attack side. Playing musical ropes here on the NRG side, trying to figure out where their default is actually going to be positioned, and it's mostly arcade pressure, with Artist being the one person lurking.
Pull that one way. A little bit of damage onto Kalanzine.
I wonder if they thought it was clear because of a knife early. Didn't see quite where Sadak is throwing it at the beginning, but most of the time, even in tower, you're throwing it all the way across the halls.
Nice nade to buy some time for Sadak, and then the peek too. You see what the setup was there. It was the fault line from Finesse to allow Crashies to take some space.
It's so nice from Sadak to re-clear insta there.
So aggressive, so confident, and he gets a
Spike
kill
down
out of that.
B.
He's been so good at weathering aggression from NRG this series.
Sadak, what makes him such a strong IGL is despite IGLing taking on the brunt of it, he is always, always consistently able to frag out maybe some games here and there. He's not staying in the pack, but with the team that he has, it's unbelievable that he's even able to do that.
There's just so much firepower on there. Yeah, that
30
you
seconds
wonder,
left.
how is it that Sadak manages to do
These
what he
rounds are
does at times?
so confusing. I mean, Tui's is in,
One enemy
Tui's is in
remaining.
their spawn.
Spike
And
down,
so is Victor.
attacker spawn.
They're just trading places, and we're seeing this a lot. I mean, 14
Yes.
seconds, there's obviously no chance here, but
It feels a lot like what we saw at the beginning of Bind.
yeah.
Where they were just kind of passing
Yeah.
around each other, no real sense of where the opposition was.
Somehow the top two teams in Americas have gotten to a position where they're dealing with chaotic situations, which is very often not the case in this region.
One enemy.
And we do see the bonus canceled from NRG, at least the anti-bonus one here for Loud. They actually, because of how that anti-eco was really, really poor, only 2 players survived from NRG. They've got a very low investment into this. Still, 1 hero rifle though. On the side of Crashies.
Paranoia is going to be good. And Aspas can go off of this.
He's really close. With a stun too, this could be disgusting.
There it is. There's the Paranoia, but the Trailblazer
No follow-up.
should have bought some time. I mean, that was the cue for them to go in the first place.
These trap plays that Loud are setting up, they're really not springing it entirely. They're using it in different ways.
It's now Aspas who's getting bullied. But Loud are not willing to give up any of the space. They do not back down. They do not relent.
Victor pinching. A moment of respite here.
Player standing. Spike down.
And it's short-lived. It's so short-lived.
It's returned back into a Kalanzine there with the re-push. I was talking about how those traps are not getting sprung perfectly for Loud. The timing is slightly off, but no, actually, it's because they have a secondary layer. They have the follow-up. Just burst right back through with the aftershock with a secondary flash out of Kalanzine, and that's when they strike. false sense of security for NRG. After that paranoia comes through, they're like, oh, it's over. We can just take the space now. They have nothing else. It's a false reality.
I'm out of here.
What is real here is this aggression from NRG early in this round. All 5 of them close by. And we're set up for another clash. Aspas flashed, not able to get the peek behind the angle at first as the kills go traded, 1 for run. And you've got to see there's a huge flank coming in from the northern side. NRG are trapped. They have nowhere to go.
They smoked the turret too.
The paranoia out from Tui's.
He's just locked down underpass right now. Victor's still going for this round, and actually it's huge. Because the players from the north side pinch, after they got the first kill, they fell off. They said, that's enough for us. Sadok's dead.
He is absolutely dead.
I mean, we've been seeing over and over teams go for plays into the lockdown before it disperses. That one definitely ill-advised. And it's not even towards this B site that the hit is going. NRG have worked Loud here, completely outplayed them. They just got to follow up with the kills. And now the realization, it wasn't even this B site at all.
I mean, the fact that they've right-sized things given how the round started is outrageous in and of itself. But now they have to finish. Victor's not going to be able to apply any late pressure. Loud with the numbers advantage. And Finesse gone exploring. He has plenty of utility too. Can he find the right timing? Can Sam hold the line on his
Might ult
own?
to delay right now.
There it is. Buy some time. Find a window. And Finesse punishes. Now the fault line too. A really good idea of where Les is.
Great aftershock.
Remaining.
Very well done. Can Tui's win the 1v2? A 1v1 now. Flashed up. 5 HP. Trying to deal some damage, but for Finesse, you imagine it's a formality, and it is. Whew. That was close.
But he did such a good job on so many fronts there. The fact that he re-pushes up the rope will not have to rush through spawn, clear a lot of space, and then give up any of the other space that they don't go for. Finesse walks around it, creeps his way in. And then the aftershock on drop was perfect for both anybody standing on top, which he didn't know, and anybody standing down below. And Sam as well, using his ult to delay.
Get out of my way.
NRG have really outplayed Loud in these first couple of rounds, despite some really nice setups by Loud. And despite the economic flow of the game not going their way.
Here's another setup. They have 3 in halls. Meanwhile, NRG's trying to hold with 2.
That's
Victor the first to fall.
Killed
Crashies with the trade. That flash is nice, but he's got to get out of there.
Seekers
Seekers,
popped.
and he's getting out. Neo ropes. Does that buy enough time? It does, just barely. Meanwhile, Artist trying to re-aggress with the blades.
Blocking sight.
Crashes can't die on the rope, it's his spot, it's his signature.
Can Artist find any more value with his ult? He's looking for it, and everyone's flashed. The stun not landing. Now they're gonna push him! And Sam's the perfect trap! Sadok left into 1v3. Just a tap onto the spike now, and they wait patiently. They swing with utility, and they take the round.
The fact that all of the NRG players held on there for the longest time, again, in dangerous scenarios.
One enemy remains.
So many flashes, so many stuns coming in from Loud on that side to try to retake, to push them out of position. And they plant themselves firm. Timeout of Loud. The first time out of the game for either side, and Loud definitely, again, able to do so much damage on the anti-eco, able to follow up and win the anti-bonus. That should have given them room to start to cascade some rounds together here on Fracture. But instead, NRG is making this chaotic, making this full of guesses out of the Loud defense. This is why this matchup is so good. The head-to-head battles between the two teams mid-rounding, the IGLs, and now the coach is getting involved as well. There's so much room now for Loud to dig deep and really try to think back to that one game that NRG played all the way back. The great thing about this for NRG, despite it being Loud's map pick, is they've only played this once. They haven't played it throughout this entire lower bracket run.
Sure.
So they have more that they have not shown, for sure.
Light buy out for Loud here, and you see the pings on the minimap. It seems like they want to set something up with the fault line, take some of this early space.
Here.
And then Pounce B. Waiting for the aggression, expecting it. Suspecting a move from Loud that does not come.
Leading up to Crashes right now, it was so silent at the beginning of this round. I could hear Crashes make the call pre-round.
Yep.
You know how much those veterans contribute. You know how much is asked of them in this moment.
Poison's off.
And you could see, actually, they wanted to look for a pick on close B. Crashes. Instead, rotates back to Halls, uses his dog to get through against this eco from Loud. They're really trying to figure out what the eco strat is here because there are so many tools, and we've seen them for traps over and over.
Just doesn't seem like there's been enough to commit yet, and, well, that would be a large investment.
It's not for Tower, though. Oh.
Did Les get hit? Les may have not gotten hit! And the nade buys some time. Les is able to pick up the weapon and get the kill on Artist!
It's not just the nade there, Doug! There's a Viper Molly on top of it, too, the tools!
Aspat's not able to find any value with the ult, but Loud's judge delivers.
Sadak picks up a Phantom. Psalm has his ult again. It's Finesse and Psalm 2 VX in tandem.
Orbital strike used. Up in tower to buy some time to funnel him right into Finesse's lap. 2v2 now. Tui's has nothing but a sheriff. It's Kalanzine who's got the greater weaponry. First shot's not landing. No shot! Loud, pull that off!
That's an eco. That right there is a thrifty. I know what that means. I can translate for you. You got ecoed. That is crazy. The setup that they had there, the molly out of Les, for him to fight with that Rolling Thunder that came in, the nade lands on top of it, perfectly timed to one tap the first player through the tip of the spear. And NRG can't be happy about that. Looks like they might want to go fast through the one way that they normally place with the stun that comes out from Finesse.
Meanwhile, Aspas has an op on the opposite side of the map, so if they don't gain any traction, if they're not able to turn this into something, they may end up rotating back, but they find an opener.
And Kalanzine there definitely was scared of them going through. They don't have the Neon in this comp, but they do have the Jet. Jet can dash through. And so his stun was way advanced, much closer to the door. Tui's peeks off of it, and there's nobody stunned.
Smoke's invested by some, and Artist fills the space. Now lockdown used too, but NRG have taken everything that they could possibly want at this point. Delayed just for the time being. And it is left Sam here by himself. He gets spammed through the smoke. And now they have the pit they're gonna have to deal with.
Pit retake. Spike is planted in the corner. Kalanzine finds the lurk on Victor too.
This is gonna be so difficult to deal with. I don't know that they really have enough tools to deal with this pit other than spam. I mean, Finesse has an aftershock, but that's it.
Yo, Pearl might be banned, but we're right back to it.
The spam's through. Kalanzine sticking it. Oh,
got half though.
3/4 of the way.
Next, it's up to Sadak.
It's just a tap in the face of the stun. They have to reposition, and Loud take the fight 10, RG.
Excuse me? Sadak just spammed 2 through the pit. And you gotta smile if you're Sadak about that one. That is crazy. And the great thing about that decision from Loud, they don't rely on the spam.
Yeah.
They don't rely on them getting lucky and not getting killed here. That was the last 2 bullets of his clip. He gets 2 kills.
Four apiece here between these two squads. The finance is not looking good for NRG, and that's going to be enough for Chet to call the timeout. You see it on the timeline too, and we look at it here in a moment. The rounds have just gone back and forth. 2 for NRG, then 2 for Loud. 2 for NRG and 2 for Loud back again. See the ebb and flow of this map. That's fortunately fit with how the series has gone. It's just been blow for blow every step of the way.
Despite that being the case within the maps, despite that fact, we might be tied, but Louder 2-0 up in the series. And I don't think that fact is settled in yet. As we get closer towards this end of this game, if this stays close, Loud are going to be approaching becoming the first America's champions. That's what's on the line right now. And NRG's been forced again to save. It's been 2 rounds in a row for Loud. Loud are the ones who've gotten the only Thrifty round win, the only eco of the series so far. Can NRG do the same on demand?
Will they be able to give the crowd a reason to return the chant? Aspas already getting the opener with the op. That's patiently buying his time, waiting to swing. And they're gonna try to bully Sadak. And they do. He's already down. Is there gonna be the opportunity to upgrade a weapon though? Yeah, Finesse is the one who picks up the Phantom. They get the spike down.
Aspas opping on the retake. These spams are so good, just forcing the planter off site. And going for it.
You see Crash, he's having to peek back spawn. Make sure there's no one coming.
There's only one molly on the spike.
Start to see some of the utility come back up. There's the fall line out from Finesse. Nothing tapped yet. Aspas with the shorty kill. A 1-for-1 is Crash. He's once again has to play hero. He's got to play hero again because Tui is off the ball. But Victor saves the day.
Crashes is just so good. How is he doing that? Picks up the Vandal again, low buy for them. Instantly swaps to the next. And it's like he just knows where they are.
Thrifty.
The OG duo delivers.
I wondered when this would happen. When it would change from NRG chance to Crashy's chance. After another heroic play. NRG trying to be pacey here, the Trailblazer to pave the way to push Kalanzine back. But again, you see the benefit of running a Neon in comps like this. Reinforcements have already shown up.
I mean, his op's already been neutered. The freeze from NRG came in on Sands. Then they pop, then they strike. And now they have the tools for this real post plant. In the prior round, they only had one molly. They only had Sheriffs.
They're gonna try to funnel out of heaven.
What?
So aggressive.
Can't believe he escaped.
Artist spamming through. You see the op shots continuing to rattle off on the site. Remember, they still have Psalm's orbital strike. Crash, he's caught.
Prepare for hellfire.
Trying to take a deep breath, inhale. And it's Aspas who falls. Looking to hold the line a bit more as Sadak follows suit. Numbers NRG. They invest the orbital strike, but that should secure the round.
One enemy remaining.
Just now, Tui's with really nothing to do. Save the op, live to fight another day.
Did get out. And I'm not sure. I want to continue this if I'm Aspas. As this Neon, he found the first kill on the other side, but that was just a one-off thing. Now that they know he's going for it, you're seeing explosions out of NRG onto the sites. Either way, the way that NRG played this, they used their util before they even got on the site. And Loud is thinking, with the time ticking, how long it took them to get Sands control, that they're gonna go for a post plan, that they're gonna start using mollies on the spike. Instead, NRG uses those to delay, and Loud is caught in between, using their util to get back on the site fast. Here's that dash I was talking about.
Off of the stimmy too, it's pacey. It's right into the op of Aspas.
I mean, it's perfectly read from Loud too, that put Loud in that position, or put Aspas in that position, away from the stun, deep on the sight line. One for a reclear on drop. NRG still not satisfied with what they got in halls there. You saw how fast they split up from 4 walking back towards B to just 2.
The alarm bar, a threat of what might be on the other side of the wall. And that's just enough for Victor to take a step back. he's not careful, he may get into some trouble here too. Les is close by. There it is. Another shot delivered. Another kill secured. And all of a sudden, the potential of another eco. They're so split up as well. I mean, it's just a spike by himself. Meanwhile, Crashies is on the opposite side of the map.
One enemy
This would be the second thrifty for Loud. It was just an op and pistols, and look at where they find themselves now.
Smoke's down.
30 seconds left.
Spam, some, surely a dead man walking at this point. Loud convert a flawless round.
And again, light weaponry. That saved op actually comes in huge. And the thing that I didn't think about before this, and you saw it exposed right there by Loud. NRG with just the single controller. You find these gaps when they want to pivot, when NRG is a pivot-heavy team. There's openings where there's not going to be sightlines blocked. You might have already used your smokes. You don't have that neon to recover like they used to play. Like Loud has in their toolkit. He's going for an aggressive peek. Artist got the op though this time, head to head.
Can he get the space? First kill is going to be in favor of Artist, but the ult used. And it's just a threat now. The question is, how quickly do NRG fill? Take ropes to the northern side, and they reset.
Crazy part here is, with that overdrive used by Aspas, they're not even really sure where the op is on the map. A lot of times you'll see these ults from the duelists come out to be used as weapons, and you pass the op to another side.
But he still has it. They've split. They invest the lockdown. Finesse is waiting on the other side, and Aspas smoked off. Has to respect it. No follow-up, no funnel from NRG.
Saw Sadak get punished much the same way, looking for a kill way late. And there the Neon can get to safety at least.
NRG confirming that there's no flank from the southern or northern side, and they can turn their attention all towards spawn. And here's where Sam is. Artist getting one with the op. The wall concealing Aspas.
Stuffed him with the barrel.
Peeks behind the wall and it's netted a kill as Artist looking to take lives with the knives, and he does!
An ace for Artist. His second in the league.
One enemy remaining.
Now in the grand finals, it's so huge. And that's the end of the half, too. NRG have come out to another 7-5 lead. They didn't win the one on ascent. See if this...
A lead for NRG, but a narrow one at that. And now we have to figure out how are Loud going to execute this comp that's intended to be fast, that's intended to be pacey, off of stuns, flashes, and then the go button from Aspas. I mean, we're going to see it right off the bat here too, Balla.
All 5 players up on top. 4 frenzies bought up, just Tui's. The paranoia smoke.
Starting to farm up some of the orbs for Sadak. You see what their intentions are.
They're just dry walking. This is actually crazy. Right out of the NRG strap book.
Artist is taking so much damage already.
Somehow, NRG have walked into underpass at this point. They literally traded sides.
Aspas might be behind him, and I don't think they're gonna know. Aspas, there's the frenzy, finding the kill. And now they have to turn attention that way. That was close. Not able to deliver. Aspas still causing problems in spawn. Like a pesky gnat that has to be dealt with.
They had to smoke him off. They had to spend one of Sam's last remaining smokes on him.
Well, this looks like another pistol. It's going to go in favor of Loud unless Crashies can do it again. No, he cannot.
Shutting them down.
Just one pistol for NRG. Everything else goes Loud's favor. They're so strong throughout the playoffs on them, but now faltering in the final moment. And with the lead was in their grasp. They did get that one thrifty round win, but asking it here when there's rifles abound for Loud. Such a difficult ask. Artist with the Marshall though. Aspas gets across that angle so fast.
And even then, I thought Artist had a chance at one. But the Bulldog from Tui's is good. And it's just pistols now for NRG. Remember here what's at stake. Obviously the grand finals, obviously the very first title in VCT America's history. But a deep rivalry with so much history.
Down, B.
Now the 9th time these two teams play, and they're tied at 4 apiece. Potentially one map away, one half away from Loud closing the books on this. Sam's gotten a gun here. He's gotten a rifle. He has no armor though, and he's got less. Hot on his tail. The stomping just not on his side as they continue to pass by one another, and that's going to draw the rotates right back.
Yeah.
Sam is dead. The spike was already headed
30
B.
seconds
I
left.
mean, Sadak and Tunis were literally sitting in the defensive spawn for less to make a play, for less to determine whether they could come into that B site. He did that and more, and then you saw as soon as that kill comes in, they come through to go for the final plant, but that was not easy. That was not great. Out of the Loud side. And you can see that reflected in their buy. 2 sheriffs, a Spectre still. Sadak had that in the last. NRG now a chance.
Seems like they want to apply some pressure, and the pressure works out. Les had no chance to respond. Start to see some of the spam coming through as Sam's getting another. It's just Aspas who's got a rifle now. Loud quietly choosing to reset. Making very little noise, giving away very little of their hand.
It's been so quiet these last 2 rounds, trying to find ways back into it. The double tower setup, though, is going to be, I mean, incredibly tough to get through. And it looks like they want to clear and peek. If they spot Aspas, or if Aspas even gets a kill here, all of a sudden this opens up wide.
That flash confirming.
Surprised not to see Finesse follow up with a flash of his own
Yeah.
in that situation.
Or even a swing for that matter, but either way.
They're getting up on the site here.
Aspas is close. Oh, he still gets one? Still traded back though.
Planted.
Still healthy, and now NRG seem to be avoiding disaster, seem to be getting out of this one. Sam's gonna get on the defuse, he's gonna get it to half, 3/4 of the way, 80-90, done.
Instantly converting the anti-bonus.
I'm over them.
And Loud, 2 rounds in a row now where it goes crazy in the early situations. And forces them to slow way down. This is because of this push at NRG. Then when they finally decide, Craxes are ready to spring, the players in tower are ready to spring.
Yes. My ult's ready.
Very nice execution out of NRG. They maintain the lead still. Not something they were able to do on Ascent. That quickly slipped away.
One suppressed.
The whole setup from Victor. Down on this tree, and Aspas just working it against Finesse. That's before that wall comes up. And you can see, the style they ran against EG was very, very execute heavy. Now it's a lot slower. Trying to find picks prior.
NRG trying to take some space in response to the noise that Aspas just made, and Loud were already ahead of it. Already rotating back A. And getting the punish off of it.
And Tui's is hearing the rotations, by the way. So he's calling them all the way back. He just sat in underpass, listening to how Victor's moving, how the other players are moving. So now it's just Victor all alone. And by the way, they broke that Yuto much earlier in the round.
Aspas single-handedly removed the setup and then removes Victor. Loud in a position to tie us up at 8. We wondered how NRG would be able to weather the aggression of this comp, and truthfully, yeah, there's been some of that, but honestly, Loud have been manipulating NRG's rotation so beautifully.
And the 2 different paces out of Loud as well. Significant. The way they're rotating around too is really causing Finesse to struggle to make the right calls. Now they're gonna hunt the guns down. And I do also have to say, Ospas feeling a lot more comfortable this day on the Neon than prior. You're obviously still seeing some minor things, because Ospas has actually never played Neon prior to that EG series.
That's one gun down.
He looks great today.
Yeah, he does.
6 and 1 on the first kills on Fracture.
I mean, in this round, again, not only does he get Finesse, but then he instantly clears out the turret, instantly clears out the alarm bot. He's just been unreal.
You have to put a body now on it. On that KJ util, you gotta be challenging Ospas, you gotta be trading the turret, that sort of thing, or at least attempting it. And as soon as you do that, all of a sudden, Loud can start hitting you with the fast XX. Although I will say as well, the KJ very good at delaying some of those Neon Wall executes. But those are things that chat's gotta figure out. What is the counterplay going to be from NRG? Because if not, Ospas is gonna continue working them and lead his team to end this series on this map.
Tied up at 8 on the other side of this timeout. Som has the orbital strike. Artist with nothing but, well, I thought it was a stinger, but they've actually handed it over to Crashies, and they've put the Vandal in the hands of the Duelist.
They're pinging their own spawn right now. Really concerned about Ospas pushing up into spawn like he did in the prior. On the pistol and caught Finesse and saw him by surprise while the rest of his team was nowhere near. And against the same sort of thing, Finesse though, able to open up on his counterpart of Sadak.
It's a split setup from Loud too. With Sadak and Les who are on that opposite side of the map. Meanwhile, the Spike and everyone else is towards B. And again, you hear the quiet, you feel the tension. Not just in the arena, but in the server. Teams historically so well matched up, bringing the best out of one another when the lights are at their brightest, and Ospas continues to deliver. Crashies on the aggressive swing. It's actually Victor who gets the kill, and Ospas has to tuck tail and get out.
Really nice stun from Finesse there in spawn.
That's a spike.
Crashies are controlling it now, but he's only got that stinger. Remember, so he can't really go for it too. This smoke is gonna fade, and Crashies is gonna be sat inside.
Flashing outside of it. Getting knowledge of what may be there. You got Victor to help too. Crashies falls. And that's gonna get up the spike, yeah.
But Som has his ult right now. 22 seconds, that's not a lot of time to plant.
Can Victor hold the line? It's just less on the other side of this smoke. They've picked up the spike, and you're right, time is short. Two, he's trying to find an opening as he cannot. Now with 10 seconds left, the clock will harmlessly expire as NRG not just hang on to the map, but take the lead back.
Eventually, it essentially comes through with a stack on top of Crashies, trying to reinforce that position. Is too hard to get through the smokes from Ospas. Yes, he's doing work against that KJ util. But again, at the beginning of round 2, Finesse takes a risk and just goes for spam. It's that sort of thing that's keeping them in this game.
My ultimate is ready. You stopped thinking.
Ospas is having himself a game right now, 20 and 11.
Yeah, he is.
Feels like he's getting value every single round in the last 4. Maybe this entire half.
Pushing him forward so aggressively, using his ult. Sadak doing a bit of the same, but
Again.
nice spam out from Finesse. So
The
you're
same
right.
situation, but he's getting rest up because of that no command. And they've given up the position. They're gonna fight Halls here.
Yeah, it seems like they are. It's right into Les! It's right into Les! They have full Halls control now. They have the entire map.
How many times have we seen this situation where they just run away from Halls? They came through, drop, take the site, ult into Halls, take 2, and run through. How is that the decision that's made? They're really, really making Finesse think. And what started off with him getting that first kill, it looked like it. Sadak does not fall. No command right before. Like he's a Phoenix ult.
And now you see the outcome. After that outrageous hit off of the Rolling Thunder, the lightning of cause followed by the thunderclap of effect. NRG have to save.
And the quiet in the crowd is loud. Again, tie it back up. It's thunderous. It's so ridiculous. The situation that is unfolded before us in this grand finals. Loud, creeping ever closer despite the lead from NRG.
And the thing is, that really is fitting of what we've had so far. Every map has been close. Every map, it's been like NRG hanging on to a lead or mounting some sort of ferocious comeback, and it goes down to the wire, and it seems like this third map is no different. Guns back online for NRG, 3 ults to work with too.
The fact it's this close, it's hilarious that during Loud's somewhat struggles to close out series against weaker opponents, people started to doubt their map pool. People started to say, do they have something on Fracture? Are they going to be good on buy when it comes out?
NRG want to go fast, and they've heard Aspas tuck under, but there's a counter punch, and Sam holds it beautifully.
Spike down, attacker spawn.
Artist takes a fair bit of damage, but he gets in on the action too. I mean, blow for blow.
You were talking about it earlier, tit for tat now. Back and forth. And that's the first time you see Aspas and the rest of his team get punished when they go for tree control. Normally Aspas is diving across that side, but they just got wiped out by the aggression out of NRG.
Deployed.
I mean, they have plenty of money here. You see Loud's bankroll, it's deep. And any sort of gun that they can take out of the hands of NRG is magnified in the long run. And that's 2. Sadak in a 1v2. 30 seconds left, plenty of time.
1v2 for the ace.
30 seconds
This would
left.
be unreal on
Has
this
a sixth
stage.
sense.
I mean, at best, you're no shot. Sadak has gotten it this far. It's just a 1v1 now. And he still has time. The spam from Victor as he repositions now. 13 seconds left. Victor has a lot of utility here. But the swing out from Sadak with the flash. Waiting. Crosshair trained! And the ace from Sadak!
Out of all people, Sadak has just been a monster today. And it's nasty good too. That's his first ace all season long. And it might just be the dagger in this game. They take their first lead on Fracture. Like that?
You even saw his reaction. He's often a bit of a showman, but he let emotion out that time. Leading from the front. Leading to a 1-round lead against NRG. Bitter rivals.
Finesse is in a great position to punish any push-up on B right now with that Rolling Thunder. There's got to be follow-up, though. There's got to be somebody up close. And
They're just going into Artis. Does he have blades out? He does.
the no command. They just got it. It could cancel it entirely.
But do you use it this early?
Do you even need it this early?
But they invested anyway. They've taken care of Artis, and now they trample their way forward, but it seems like NRG are going to try to flood into the site quickly. Sam's in a position to make a play. Tucked in the smoke, getting the spam onto the first, but it's traded back. And now NRG's final defenses fall. Another ace opportunity, this time for less. And it's Aspas who gets the kill, but it's Loud that gets the round.
Inching closer. to becoming our first VCT Americas champions. Now within 2. And again, this game, while it might have been close, as we get deeper and deeper, Loud's giving themselves a chance to think about what might happen in a few rounds. This might be over.
And I can't help but think about the ace again. This is where NRG have to respond.
I'm out of here.
You have tools, you have weapons. You've got to convert here, but they've left B, for the most part, empty. Just utility from Victor.
And look, Victor has finally swapped up his KJ util. One is literally placed where Aspas likes to push up into Canteen. And then the mollies are spread.
Time to hunt.
They've gone through hell off of the flash. They see Les, the Trailblazer.
They're pushing.
Grabbing him, but Les holds the line, or at least attempts to. Miss it through all of that. Tui's has an op. They drop the Rolling Thunder. They try to catch him, but they're ahead of the play, and they're going to push into spawn. They've got the spike there, and they're still getting the kills that they need. NRG with the numbers advantage now, looking to make it worse, but no, it's equalized.
Sadak doesn't know whether to go into A or just help out his teammate. Kalanzine does make it out, though. Almost made it out with a kill. And it might all come down to Finesse's timing through halls right now.
It's perfect.
Spike down A.
That hesitance from Sadak early on before leaving his
30 seconds
teammate
left.
might have just cost him this round.
And again, at a desperate need to respond, it very well may have cost them more than that. Unless Kalanzine can pull off an outrageous 1v2.
The timing from Finesse there is so good. And the crazy part, the battle between the both IGLs has been not just in the minds. It's been on the server too. It's been head-to-head battles. We've seen that go back and forth so many times now. And Finesse just quicker this time. And honestly, momentum needs to be stopped for Sadak.
5 on the southern
Ooh, they're going
side
for a fast
Loud.
push here through halls.
Yes, they
Always
are.
sent out from Les. Aspas wants to go through the door, but it's used an orbital strike. And it splits them up and cancels the hits.
They've been thrown asunder. Now Crashy's trying to hold the line. Som gets 2. Such a chaotic opening to the round.
Right here.
And now Som with an opportunity for more, but it traded back. Crashy 7 bullets, 6 now, and that's
Enemy
enough.
remaining.
The calamity leaves the reality of the tragedy for Loud as they just got decimated. NRG big on numbers, looking to tie us up at 11.
Poison orb emitting.
Still room for Les to work. His magic, you've seen him moments in this rivalry, in grand finals. Pull out ridiculous clutches still.
This would be outrageous.
Poison off.
This would be historic. He's gotten one. The spam's there. He knows where the other ones are. Dancing around the cover. 1v3 with 35 seconds left. He's got to take it slow. He's got to take it steady. He takes one down with him, but we're tied at 11. This
map with stakes just as high
Spike down A.
have happened before. These ones, maybe the stakes a little higher, but we've seen these two teams on this very map in a potential series-ending situation months ago. When the ideas, when the strategies, when the map pools weren't fully fleshed out, when it was a much, much quicker paced tournament back at Lock-In in Brazil. And yeah, it might just feel with the Brazil audience showing up today, it might feel like we're back in time. This time they've got support from the home crowd too. Two more rounds of regulation. We're going to see both rounds here to determine whether Loud walks away soon as champions, the first of Americas, or whether we go to a map 4, whether we go to an opportunity for NRG to pull this reverse sweep into reality.
quick moment to catch our breaths as we head back into the action again. Tied up at 11. What's the setup here? And off in the hands of Artis. And he's going to be solo peeking. You imagine the fault line pushes him off this angle if they invested. But instead, it's a stun, it's a flash, and it's underpass gained. Patience from Artis! And he strikes at just the right time.
Artis has been unfortunately strayed away from the fight between him and Ospas this game. But there you have it. Seekers pop too. That's something for them to fight for. That's also something for Artis to protect him while the rest of his team joins him in this moment.
They've dropped the lockdown too. Still managing to get the spike down. There's gonna be enough room? Yeah, there is. I believe there are two. They're all huddled in tower. First stop, missing, and now the pit, you're right. What do they have in a counter? Artis trying to find a free one through the pit, through the cover. No shorty landing yet. Spike ticking away. Sadok falls as you see the spike continue. Sam pushing forward. It's only one. It's only two. Crashes again. Has to be clutch. He's gotten it to half. Does he pull off? He does, but it's too late. Massive play from Tui's.
And chat's gotta be thinking, not like this, not again. That situation was in hands, but a slight gap in the lockdown and not covered. No molly, no nade, no ult. And it leaves 3 alive to allow the pits back into this tree pressure. Artis, no op this time, can't take down Ospas immediately. But instead re-exploring, they're going for a slow north side crunch. While Finesse plays alone, look at the money. Stinger, Bulldog, a Guardian.
Suboptimal at best. Is this it for NRG? Is this where the road ends?
Trying to hold on for one more map. The uncrowned kings of North America, still no regional titles. It might elude them still to this day.
You got pressure in from Artis. Victor close by, and there it is. You start to see some of the spam through, feeling it. They know where they are now. That's enough for Loud to hold.
Concerned about this breach ult here from Cowanzine. They're getting real close to front of halls.
That's the first one. One step closer, and there's the Rolling Thunder. Tagging up Sam, but he gets the kill anyway. They've gotten it back and forth. But remember, the guns that they have are not great. This is all that they have left. A Vandal and a Classic who's gonna get upgraded. 2v2 now. It's all on to Victor. Can he hold it back on